welcome back to my channel. So today I'm with Asil, and Asil is actually a real life client of mine. I have done her makeup before, and I was like, oh, I really want to get her into my channel because you are 18. Yeah. Well, I'm due to be 18 again.
I look like I'm 16. But yeah.
So I just thought it'd be a really good idea to do kind of like a back to school look, kind of like a makeup that you can kind of wear to school and you don't feel like too cakey or that it's too much. Obviously guys, this is not, I'm not saying this is definitely what you should wear to school. It was just kind of like my idea of just like a really simple look. So guys, keep on watching. So first of all, I'm gonna start with the Even Skin Tone Primer by Smashbox. Do you normally prime your skin for school?
With some MAC Fix Plus.
Ah, okay. So obviously we want this to last all day because you're at school. You don't want to be seeing topping up your makeup. Do you top up your makeup at school?
No.
You don't want
Other
to be
than lips, you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the bathroom topping it up. So it's always a wise choice just to put primer on before you apply your makeup. Just casually poke you in the eye. God, let's not use this brush. I can see it shredding everywhere. Right, I've got another one. Let's hope these are better. MAC actually aren't. I've had these for like 4 years. They're amazing, but they can shred, so you've got to be a little bit careful. So this is just going to help to even out the skin. So if you just look straight, you can kind of see that it's slightly just like brightened up the skin and evened it out. So what do you wear to school at the moment then?
So I don't really like foundation because I feel like it's too heavy and cakey on my skin. So I'll just apply some concealer, blusher, a bit of bronzer, and then I think I'm good to go highlighter. I can't not do highlighter, but like very, very minimal and like natural dewy looks.
Not that like...
No. Especially not for daytime, not for school.
Great, no, you honestly have great brows. We went through this last, so we've actually met. I did a lesson just after prom, just to teach you, was it your brother that gave you the present? Uncle, gave you a present to have your makeup done, just kind of like teach you how to do like a really simple look. We went over brow, in fact we went over everything. I think I'm doing quite a similar look. How are you doing with your flicks?
Yeah, my main weakness is the eyeliner.
I mean, it's tricky, it's not an easy one.
I feel like I bought like a really thin L'Oreal one, so it's super precise. And then what I do is I'll take like an angled brush and sort of dab it, and then I feel like that gives me more control.
Do you know what it is? What? I think that's the best thing. You need a thin brush because the thick ones, I feel like you can't get the precision.
Yeah, I think especially if you're starting out.
Babe, you're going to be a pro now. So guys, I'm just using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer. So as you can see, I just brushed up the brows, and then I'm just going to fill them in slightly. What we don't want is that whole blocky thing. I know a lot of people do like it really filled in, but I don't think it's you, and I don't think it's very me either.
I feel like for school as well, like you want to be a bit natural.
Do you notice on other girls at school and stuff, like who wears makeup and stuff, is it?
In my college, I feel like everyone does wear makeup, and it's in High Street Ken. Okay. Everyone's quite into like style and things like
looking nice.
Yeah.
So for concealer, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape today. And as always, I'm just going to be shaping the brows with the concealer. And I'm just going to be putting that all over the eyelid. As you can see, the eyelids are slightly darker, so we just want to take away all that colour, just to give you a kind of like a brighter look around the eye. Do you ever wear eyeshadow for uni? Not for uni, for school. God, that shows my age, doesn't that? Like.
No, I'll just grab my bronzer and sort of sweep it across my eyelids.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
Pretty natural.
Yeah. For the eyes, I'm literally going to be taking my NARS Laguna bronzer, and all I'm going to be doing is buffing it all over the lid. So kind of just setting the concealer and also just giving a little warmth to the eye. This is basically what you do. This is what I told you in the lesson, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a really good tip, guys. It's like adding a little bit of shadow, but it kind of looks super natural. Then I'm just going to add a little liner. I feel like loads of people wear liner at your age, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, loads of people wear eyeliner at my age. I'm probably like 10 years older than you. It's so depressing. So for eyeliner, I'm just going to take my 210 brush. I get asked all the time how to do my liner, and I'm going to be using the Inglot black gel liner. I just find that this gel liner stays all day. It's so black and it's not going to smudge, and it will just last a whole school day. So open for me and just look down. So this is how I do liner. I always ask my client to look down. I'm just just go on the slide slightly. So I just work on the corner first and I try and get the dimensions and open for me. And then look down. What you don't want is your eyeliner ever going down. It just makes you look so sad. So what you need to do is just make sure that you're getting the right angle, which is basically what I'm doing here. And then look up for me. And then look down. So I've kind of figured out the right angle with the stroke going down and open for me. And then, so this is kind of like the right angle, so I can kind of figure out what angle to go on. And then I've just done a line underneath, and that's going to be the bottom line. And I just want to join them up. So you can go back and forth, guys. You don't have to do it in one sweep. And if you make a mistake, I'm going to show you in a minute how you can correct it. And open for me. And look down. And because it is school makeup, we don't want this huge wing liner. You don't want to look ridiculous. And look down for me. So I'm going to bring the eyeliner kind of halfway across the lid and kind of make the eyeliner go from small to big. And just look up for me. And you can see it kind of really gives the eye a beautiful shape. I'm just going to show you if you make a mistake. So let's say I've made a mistake and I've got a bit and it's not as clean. What I use is I use a Q-tip, which is slightly pointy. God, that really makes it look like a YouTuber going like, that makes it slightly pointy. And I've just put some makeup remover, oil-based. And if you just look down for me, you can just wipe away your mistake and just sharpen up that eyeliner again. So please don't feel like if you don't get your eyeliner in one, you're never going to be able to get it. It is so normal to go back and just fix it. And then I'm going to go in and just make it slightly longer. Well, the eyelashes, you've just said to me it was a game changer. When I show it really is. I show at school you can't be wearing false eyelashes, or you can't be. I mean, do people wear false eyelashes at school these days?
Some people, but that's like...
I mean, it's so ridiculous. I don't think you can get away with it. Can you? I don't think you would.
I wouldn't.
It's not your vibe. And look down for me. So guys, you want those lashes to be super curled, so they look as full as possible. You're trusting me?
Trusting.
When I first did this on you, I don't think you did trust me.
Trust you now.
You use like 4 mascaras, don't you?
I literally
Okay.
do.
I'm going to use 2 today. So I'm going to go in and separate them with the Super Fan Smashbox. So just look down for me. So you've asked for a lot. It was separated curl, fluffy, long, and I can't remember
Volume.
Volume. I mean, you've asked for a lot. But so I've separated the eyelashes now, and I use the Too Faced one just because the brush is slightly. It's like a comb. It's a bit like the Benefit one. And now I'm going to go in and use the Climaz by NARS, and this just helps to make the lashes look kind of like long and super fluffy. So for the skin, I'm taking the MAC Studio Fix in NC30. I know that a MAC Studio Fix is quite a heavy foundation. However, I've not put that back to the back of my hand, and I'm going to be using this Zoeva silk finish brush. So I'm just putting a tiny bit on my brush, and I'm really going to make a tiny bit go a really long way. And the reason I'm using Studio Fix is because I feel like it's got like a nice matte finish. We're going to add the glow later, and it stays. It really does like stay all day. So I'm just still buffing in, like just kind of like a really thin layer. And as you can see, do you feel like it feels heavy?
No, it doesn't.
And you don't have to say that because you're on camera. You're just like, no, but honestly, like I feel like a Studio Fix, I think, and we haven't taken away everything. I mean, you can use Studio Fix, and it's like so heavy that all of your blemishes or unevenness will go. But just a tiny bit. I haven't even used all the stuff that I've used. On the back of my hand, a tiny bit just goes a really long way. I just feel like it really helps, just to like even out without being cakey. Gosh, you cannot don't be cakey when you go to school. It's not a good look.
Thank you, general.
For concealer, I'm going back in with my Tarte Shape Tape. So this is a little bit heavier in terms, I'm going to go a little bit heavier with the coverage just because A, I kind of want it to last, and also I do just want to brighten up the under eyes. And just look up for me. So I'm just going to be dabbing on, applying it, and then I'm going to be blending it out. This is actually one of my favourite concealer brushes, 286. You're into your brushes now. Since we had the lesson, I wrote down all the brushes that I use, and they do just make such a difference.
They really do.
Good brushes are the world of difference. I think sometimes it's better to get really good brushes and more affordable makeup than the other way around. Because if you have an amazing foundation, but you don't have a very good brush, it's still not going to sit right. But also, I'm going to be using this concealer just to hide any blemishes. So obviously when you go to school, and when you're like, I guess everyone has problematic skin. I mean, your skin's amazing. You were just saying you've just got this one blemish today. It would be today.
I was so upset about it. I was like, no.
But it's good you didn't pop it, because sometimes I feel like you pop it, it makes it worse.
I never do. I don't touch my skin.
No, it's the best way to be. So I've just put a little bit of concealer on your blemish, and guys, I think that's the best thing you can do is when you've got blemishes, don't try and cover it up with foundation. Kind of do like minimal with foundation and then go back with your concealer and cover it up, just because we don't need the whole skin as much coverage as we've put up here. Then I'm just going to be taking the NARS translucent powder, and I'm just buffing that all over the skin. Well, not all over the skin, just on the forehead and just around the T-zone. And you look up for me. So I just want to make sure that we set that concealer and the foundation, just so guys it lasts all day. But so basically I'm not using a coverage powder. The only reason I'm using translucent is because I don't want to give any extra coverage either. Then I'm going to go back in with the Laguna bronzer. So this is a bronzer that I used on the eyelids. So whatever bronzer you go and use on your eyelids is actually really great if you can use it on your face. So I'm just going to add a little bit of contour, and a little bit of warmth, and just add a touch of colour. Do you use bronzer as well when you go in? Yeah. I think bronzer makes everyone a little bit more healthy for sure. So I'm just going to use it under the cheekbones and also on the forehead. Guys, as you can see, it just adds a little bit of warmth, and we're just giving the face a little bit of definition. So to add a little bit of colour to the cheeks, I'm going to be using the NARS Orgasm blusher. And as you can see, I mean, it looks super bright pink here, but it's really not, don't worry. I'm not making it look like that. So I think it's good just to have a little bit of colour. Obviously, you don't want too much. As you can see, I'm very lightly applying it. Have you ever used the, do you ever use NARS, or are you mainly a MAC girl?
Mainly a MAC girl.
I feel like you're MAC until you get to about 22, and then you go to like NARS. So this has a little bit of shimmer as well, guys. So obviously we're not keeping it, although we're keeping it matte, so we want it to stay. It's not going to be super matte. For the highlight, I'm just going to add a touch of highlight, and I'm going to be using the Kilowatt by Fenty. This is like your favourite bit, I swear.
Yeah.
So actually I'm using a really small precision brush. I'm just going to ask you to go on the side so we can see it. I'm using a small precision brush, and I'm just applying it here. I don't want to drown you in highlighter, which is why I've gone for such a small precision. And this highlighter is so strong. I feel like you don't need a lot of it. So I'm just applying it kind of on the cheekbones, and I'm just going to bring it slightly down. And then I'm also going to be applying it down the centre of the nose, at the top of the lip. Also as well, I'm going to apply a little bit under the brow, just to give that extra bit of glow. So for lips, obviously because we're going for school, I didn't want to do anything bold, although you do love a red,
yeah.
But I don't think we can get away with doing red to school. So I'm literally just using this lip balm called Berry. I feel like you're looking scared when you're looking at it, but it's fine.
No, but I said I like berry lips,
yeah.
so it's fine.
This is the Tinted Lip Balm by Tarte. It actually smells really nice. It gives you like a slight little gloss and a touch of colour without being too much. You can kind of reapply this throughout the day. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't really last that long on the lips. Like, you can't put this on and expect not to put it on. I think you're gonna have to be, it's a bit like how much you would apply Calm. I was addicted to Carmex at school. Do you ever use do you ever use any of the lip balms with it?
I use Burt's Bees lip balms.
Yeah, are you like constantly reapplying it? Yeah, God. Me and Carmex and I was like, yeah.
I can't not have something on my lips.
I can't have noticed something, I always have something on my lip.
I like them really soft all day.
So this kind of adds like a really nice natural shine and a touch of colour. And then just to finish the look, I've used this before on this channel and it's got such a strong smell, so I really do apologise. But this is the Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face, and I just find this is going to really help the makeup stay all day at school. Wait for it. Strong. So strong. And then you can kind of guarantee that this makeup is going to last all day.